أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب.
Living the Quran through the Living Quran, an audio-visual translation of Tafseer An-Nur of 𝐒𝐏 �Mohsin, translated by Salim Bemji and edited by 𝐼𝐴. Audio version read out by the translator. In this 16-part series, we will be reviewing chapter number 50, Surah Qaaf. Part 12, a warning and reminder, verses 36 and 37.
وَكَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا قَبْلَهُمْ مِنْ قَرْنٍ هُمْ أَشَدُّ مِنْهُمْ بَطْشًا فَنَقَّبُوا فِي الْبِلَادِ هَلْ مِنْ مَحِيصٍ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرَى لِمَنْ كَانَ لَهُ قَلْبٌ أَوْ أَلْقَى السَّمْعَ وَهُوَ شَهِيدٌ.
Verse 36. And how many a generation before them did we destroy, who were mightier than these in prowess, and overran other lands? But was there any place of escape for them when the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal became due? Is there ever anywhere to escape? 37. Surely in that is a reminder for anyone who has a heart that is truly alive, and who gives ear to the one conveying this reminder while one is present in mind. Thinking points. The word used in verse 36, which is translated as generation, qarn, comes from an Arabic word which means two things close to one another, and it is used to refer to people who lived during the same period. This word then transformed to be used for a specific period, either 30 years or 100 years. Another word used in verse 36, which is translated as prowess, batash, means to take something by force, and sometimes it relates to going for war. The word translated as overran, naqabu, comes from the Arabic root of naqaba, and it means to pierce a hole or to make a gap in something, like penetrating a wall. It is from this same root that we also get the Arabic word manqaba, which is defined as perfections that penetrate the soul of a person. Now, putting all of these meanings together and reviewing them in the context of this verse, we come to understand the meaning of this passage to be that some tribes of the past, by influencing others and splitting open the path towards progress and success, started to attack and conquer various lands. In verse 37, Allah Azza wa Jal uses the word heart, qalb. However, it must be kept in mind that this is not referred to the physical organ inside of the body, which is responsible for pumping blood. Rather, the usage of heart in this verse refers to the center of human perception. In this regard, Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim, peace be upon both of them, has been quoted as saying, the meaning of heart is the intellect. We read a similar concept in Surah Al-Mulk, in which Allah Azza wa Jal quotes the people destined for hell as saying the following, and this is found in chapter 67, Surah Al-Mulk, verse 10. And they will say, if only we had listened to them or reasoned and distinguished what was to our benefit from what was to our harm and acted accordingly, we would not now be among the companions of the blazing fire. In this verse, the power of reason is mentioned along with hearing, while in the verse under review of Surah Qaaf, the heart is mentioned along with hearing. And from this we can conclude that the meaning of the heart is the intellect. The term induction of hearing is an allusion to listening with the intention of learning. In other words, it means the ears of the soul, not the physical ears of the head. And finally, the usage of the word translated as to see well, shahid, means to be present and to witness. That is, one who is present in a gathering and listens carefully to what is being said, not that as it happens many times that a person is in a gathering and is only hearing what is being said, but is not attentively listening because they have drifted off somewhere or are daydreaming. Takeaway messages. 1. The destruction of past nations and civilizations was due to disbelief, kufr, and polytheism, shirk, and their stories remain as a beacon of guidance for future generations. 2. The destruction of the aggressors of the past is a source of consolation and hope for the believers of the present. 3. The destruction of the powerful people who oppose the truth is a divine tradition, sunnatullah. 4. The study of history and archaeology should lead a person to the knowledge of the divine tradition and should also lead one to the path of the divinely sent messages. 5. Material powers are trivial when put face to face with the divine authority of the one true God, Allah 𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐽. 6. The infidels of the Quraysh considered themselves powerful, so Allah 𝐼𝐧𝐬 responded to them by saying, "We have destroyed those who are more powerful than them." 7. Power without faith will pave the way for aggression against others, as well as the illegal invasion of countries. 8. During the times when the divine wrath is descending, all avenues of salvation will come to a standstill, even for most individuals and nations. 9. The only people who truly take lessons from history are those who are either living in those times and are experiencing the situation firsthand, or people who are on the outside but have the spiritual hearing and eyes to study the situation and learn a lesson from it. 10. We must not simply pass over historical events. Rather, we must analyze them and learn from them. Those who do not learn from the events of the past are regarded as being spiritually mortified and will be bound to repeat the actions of past generations. 11. And the final point, listening will have a true effect when it is accompanied with paying close attention to what is being said and when the listener has presence of heart. Join us in our next discussion as we review verse 38 under the theme of the power of God.